Welcome back to Lesson 2. In Part 4 we're going to have a look at enemy creation, and in this instance our enemy will move on a fixed path. Let's begin. So this is the world which I had on before in Parts 2 and 3, but I've got rid of the two characters, the static one and the free roaming. What we're going to do now is we're going to add characters moving on a fixed path. This can be done for patrolling purposes or for restricting the movement of an actual character. So, to begin with, we're going to need this tool here. This is the path tool. It has many uses, but in its basic form, you will click on the floor and it will put a node down, and then you'll click somewhere else to plant another node. Now, when you've finished editing, just right click and that will disappear. If you hover over the node, you will notice the colours have dropped down from the top of the screen. It's worthwhile picking a bold colour at this point in time so that you know when you're programming which colour you have chosen, because some of them are a bit difficult to work out. So for me, I'm going to use the arrow key. I'm just going to press right until I land on the red circle. Now, what we need to do next is we need to add a character. So I'm going to select the object tool again, and I'm going to add a character somewhere near the first node on the right hand side. At this point, I'm going to add a Kurdu. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to program the Kurdu to make him follow this path. So to begin with, I right click on the Kurdu, select the Program menu, and then I'm in my When Do menu again. So, from the When menu, I'm going to select Always, and then from the Do menu, I'm going to select Move. So it's basically the same programming that we did for the free roaming character up to this point. What I'm going to do this time though is on the plus, rather than selecting Wander, I'm going to use the option On Path. Finally, I need to click the plus key one more time and tell it which path colour to follow. So you can see there's an option called Path Colours down here, and if I select that, we can see that there's the red path on this side. Once that's selected, I can now escape, and I can press the play button to test to see if my Kurdu character will follow the path. And as you can see, he's merrily tootling along, and he will turn around at this point to go back the other way. Perfect, it's working. Now, if we're using this, we can obviously program our Kurdu to shoot at me. But what I like to do when I use this is have it so that if my character bumps the actual Kurdu, then my character will lose health or my character will be destroyed. In order to do this, we need to actually program the player character rather than the Kurdu itself. So, if I right click on my player and go to Program, I'm going to add a new line. I'm going to say when bumped and by a Kurdu, do, and then at this point in time what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of like add damage to myself. So I'm going to do combat, and I'm going to do either damage or boom. If I do damage, it will mean that I destroy or get knocked off some health. If I do boom, it means I will be destroyed completely. So I'm going to do boom, and I'm going to select me to indicate that when I bump the Kurdu, I get destroyed. Let's see if this works. So I move towards the Kurdu, and then boom, I'm dead. And that gives you the basis of a good sneaky game, trying to sneak past all the enemy without getting killed. I hope you've enjoyed Lesson 2's tutorials, and join me in Lesson 3 to have a look at how we can actually make a game with the skills that we've got so far.